Here's why bouncing is your brain's new favorite form of therapy. We've all dealt with feelings of anxiousness, overwhelm, depression, burnout. What if I told you that healing doesn't always start with your mind? It can start with movement. Flushes cortisol. Most people are living with dangerously high cortisol, thanks to nonstop stress, screen time, and poor sleep. It's wrecking hormones, immune health, and mental clarity. Engaging in really stressful forms of exercise is not always our best option. Well-designed low-cortisol workouts can be even more effective at burning fat and building muscle. That's where rebounding comes into play. The general exercise rule is to do about 20% of your workouts at high intensity. The remaining 80% should be done at moderate effort, meaning most of our workout should not be intense. Secondly, rebounding regulates the nervous system. Gentle bouncing stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, our body's rest and restore mode. This shifts you out of chronic stress and into calm. You're not just working out, you're retraining your body to feel safe and to rebuild a foundation of calm, presence, and emotional flexibility. Over time, consistent bouncing builds nervous system resilience. Rebounding releases stuck emotions stored in the body. Somatic therapies recognize that trauma and emotions live in the body, not just the brain. Rebounding helps dislodge trapped tension and trauma. Sometimes we don't need to talk it out, we need to bounce it out. The Body Keeps Score changed how I saw my own healing. It helped me understand that what I was feeling in my body wasn't just in my head. You're not just moving, you're reclaiming space inside your own body. You're telling your nervous system it's safe to be here. Over time, bounce therapy helps dissolve emotional residue, regulate your mood, and rebuild a healthy felt sense of aliveness. Boost endorphins. Studies show that aerobic exercise raises endorphins. But rebounding is especially powerful because it reduces stress without overexertion. You feel better quickly without forcing yourself into a grueling workout. Boost serotonin production. If you've ever felt like your mood swings don't make sense, or you're exhausted but wired, or you're fine on the outside but feel empty on the inside, there's a good chance your serotonin levels are out of sync. Serotonin isn't just a happy chemical, it's the stabilizer of your emotional ecosystem. Low serotonin has been directly linked to depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, and chronic irritability. Many antidepressants work by increasing serotonin chemically. It is safer and more effective to boost it naturally through movement. Research shows that aerobic exercise, especially repetitive, rhythmic, and gentle movement, increases serotonin production and receptor sensitivity. What makes rebounding unique is that it adds gravitational rhythm that seems to enhance the neurological effects beyond what traditional walking or cardio could ever do. Our sixth reason of why rebounding is a great form of therapy. It increases mitochondria, aka more energy, something we can all use a little more of. Things like brain fog or a short fuse and even body sluggishness is not a motivational issue. It's a cellular energy crisis. When you're under chronic stress or emotional burnout, your mitochondria slow down or even die off. The rebounder, with its low-impact rhythm movement and gravitational acceleration, creates the perfect amount of good stress. Mitochondria multiply and become more efficient in response to oxygen-rich movement like bouncing, consistent stimulation without overload. This is especially important if you're recovering from trauma, depression, or chronic stress. Number 7, bounce therapy taps into joy and playfulness. Depression and burnout often come from taking life too seriously or always being on. Play activates the prefrontal cortex, improves mood, and reduces the symptoms of depression. According to research from the National Institute for Play and psychologists like Dr. Stuart Brown, Play is biologically essential, not a luxury. We often try to think or talk our way out of depression and anxiety, but you can't outthink a dysregulated nervous system. Play is how you befriend your nervous system again. Movement is how you reclaim it. Cross-lateral movement on the rebounder improves brain connectivity, any action where the limbs cross the midline of the body. These seemingly simple movements do something extraordinary. They stimulate both the left and right hemispheres of your brain at the same time, lighting up the corpus callosum. This enhances emotional regulation, memory recall, learning speed, creativity, and adaptability. Studies in educational neuroscience and somatic therapies show that these movements promote neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. But here's what makes bouncing better than doing these moves on flat ground. It enhances sensory motor integration, the coordination of body and brain, and makes the effects stick faster and deeper. This means you're not just moving your limbs, you're actively rewiring your brain to be more balanced, more resilient, and emotionally flexible. Number 9, bouncing improves sleep quality, a benefit that is massively underestimated. You don't just feel tired when you don't sleep. You become less emotionally stable, less rational, and more sensitive to stress. It's foundational, and bouncing is one of the best moves to help. Sleep is emotional recovery time. Without it, your nervous system never gets a break. Rebounding is one of the simplest, most joyful ways to naturally restore deep sleep without pills and side effects. It's movement as medicine. Lastly, rebounding builds confidence through small daily wins. When you're struggling with depression, anxiety, or burnout, even the smallest task can feel monumental. The weight of shoulds can make us freeze. This is where most fitness programs fall short. They expect you to feel motivated, but when you're emotionally unwell, motivation is often the first thing to go. That's why we need something better: momentum over motivation. Rebounding is a confidence-building machine. Here's why. Low barrier to entry. Gentle on low energy days. Visually and physically uplifting. And lastly, playful, not punishing. Rebounding isn't just fitness, it's emotional therapy, and that, my friends, is the simplest, most efficient, and fun way to reclaim your power one bounce at a time. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, when in doubt, bounce it out.